Deja Vu FM.
I'm joined by Gfrsh and English Frank.
Yeah.
Greetings, guys.
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to first talk about the film itself, Offender. It's an action-packed revenge thriller, you say? Yeah. Set on the burning backdrop of last year's London riots. And also talks about Britain's most notorious young offenders' prisons. I want to first talk with English and talk about your character, Jake. Obviously, growing up in South London yourself, I mean, how similar could you identify the character you played?
I could identify with him like through some people I've grown up with around. Like he was a mixture. I hadn't really met anyone just like Jake. In the film, he seems to be really angry and quite, you know, up front throughout the whole film. He's 20 years old in the film, young offender. He's quite big for a 20-year-old. They are big these days, though. They are big. Some of these youths around there, man. Yeah, he seems like he's had a hard life, but you know, he's the leader of the gang, and he's very manipulative with his violence, you know, with his ways. He's a great villain, man. He's somewhat, he plays that, and you know, he plays it well. He plays the bad guy well. Yeah. I mean, one of the things that people may or may not know, I mean, this film is definitely going to appeal to a wider audience. Obviously, you are one of the UK's most respected and most passionate UK rappers. I mean, this is your first outing as an actor, is that right? I mean, how did you find that experience? Yeah, it was good. I learned a lot because I'd never been on a film set, so I was happy to be on a film set and learn, because I like to learn, especially things I'm into. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was hard. I had to learn the lines because I've got it. You see in the film, there's a few times I've got quite a long dialogue. Yeah. So that was hard, man. But once I got into it and I was around the people, by like the second week, it was just flowing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I mean, want to also mention you've done the feature, the Offender soundtrack. Is that right?
Yeah, I did the theme song.
The theme song. Yeah. That's going to be out. Well,
that's out now on iTunes, Amazon, everywhere. It's being played on the radio, TV. And internet, man, check it out. The video is wild. The video is wild. We got like an explicit version of the video online where I have a fight with 8 police officers in it's kind of like a Jason Statham. Yeah, I won. It's a video, isn't it? So.
You got it. Gee, I want to mention as well your character, Angel Face. Let's talk about Angel Face. How similar are you to Angel Face in terms of how he comes across? I'm not talking about you being a criminal. Yeah. Nothing like that.
I'm not a criminal.
Okay, that's what I meant.
No, basically, Angel Face is Jake's sidekick. He's like henchman, you know, like just bully, just on it really. And I think there's not similarities in my character like on a day-to-day, but I think there's certain times when you have to find that extreme. Yeah. And so I think there's a bit of Angel Face in all of us. Yeah.
Just going back to last summer's riots, do you think that this film gives people who didn't really understand, give them a slight insight in terms of what was going on in the minds of some, and I say some of the young people, the more opportunist young people? Do you think Offender gives us slight insight into?
I mean, it depends how you look at it. I mean, the riots only play a small part in the film, and we address them through the film in a sense of, like, I think it's interesting for people watching it to know that not everybody condoned it, even in the underworld, you know what I'm saying? So there was me dissing people because of their involvement in the riots and things like that. So, and I think it just, if it does basically help anyone understand it, it might be that if somebody's already been inside, taking any opportunity that they can to gain financially, like within the backdrop of a riot, like we did, for example. We were just bad youths already, so it was just us taking advantage of a situation. But then I don't think it addresses like the bigger picture as far as the riots go, in terms of why it happened, etc.
When I first viewed it, I've sort of seen it, the early version of it. One of the first things I kind of drew reference to, I didn't compare it to, but one of the first things that came into my mind was the 1979 film Scum, which kind of showed life inside like young people, Borstal I think it was at the time, and that's a cult classic. And I think Offender has the potential to be a cult classic for this generation. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, definitely. I watched Scum the other day. This has got, obviously Scum's a classic, but I feel like this has got a small edge on Scum. Obviously it's totally different because the culture has changed, but it's the same sort of film. So it's kind of like more up-tempo, a bit more different sounding accents for the London culture than was back then. But still, we do have Cockneys in the film, we have like well-spoken, and then we have South London, the South London accent. But yeah, I think Scum's a classic, but this is like the upbeat version. You know when someone does a remix and you
this is the remix version. Do you feel that the film Offender will also give people an insight in terms of what goes on in the institutions, the British sort of youth system?
I think Offender gives like a clear insight as to how bad it can be, and it can probably be worse than that for some people. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's one thing it does. It deters a lot of people who think that prison might be easy, and it can be easy for some people. You know what I'm saying? Like, by all technicality, for like people like us in that jail, it was easy. Do you know what I'm saying? But then there's the other people in the jail that find it hard. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it gives a very clear insight.
One of the things that stuck out to me as well, watching it, was we're all from a musical background, and it's not just your straight typical hood film featuring like a lot of hood artists playing grime and rap. There was sort of some classic soul, and the appeal, it has I think a potential for a wider audience, so people that might not know Gfrsh and English Frank, they'll actually okay, well, do you know what I mean?
That's it. I think it's by no means an urban film. It addresses too much. As you say, the scope is way wider reaching. I think it's as urban as say something like The Wire, and managed to appeal to everybody from all spectrums and walks of life, and I think that's what this film can do.
Okay. It's out in all cinemas on the 8th of August, certificate 15. Why should we go and watch it? I've already seen it, so I already know, but why should our viewers and listeners?
Because it's actually a good film. That's it, like fact, plain and simple, it's just a good film.
Simple thing.
Simple.
Yeah? Guys, I want to take time to thank you for passing through Deja. Cool. English Frank, Gfrsh. Dlux, Deja Vu. Peace.